Hello, today we're testing three different types of microphones. The first one is a studio microphone, the one which is right in front of me. The second being a shotgun microphone, which you can't actually see on this camera, but you can see on this one. And thirdly, a lapel microphone, which is stuck to me right here. There we are. Now, why are we doing this? Well, firstly, I'm just intrigued to see of the quality of audio that we get off of all three. And within my line of work, I use all three of these sorts of microphones for different situations. So how this video is going to work, first we're going to very briefly look at the paperwork behind these three microphones, the kind of boring bits, so we're going to brush over it very quickly, just the basics. If you want to know more about these microphones, I've done a whole review on the B1 microphone, which is this one right here. If you want reviews on the others, let me know. If not, I'll leave all the paperwork in the description so you can go read at your own leisure. Secondly, we are then going to do an audio test comparing all three microphones, and then thirdly I'm going to talk about my own industry experience with each microphone and the different situations I would either pick a lapel over a shotgun or a shotgun over a studio mic, and kind of just break down how I would use these microphones. So let's begin. Firstly, as I said, we've got the B1 microphone in front of me. It's a large diaphragm microphone. It's the cheapest out of all three. It comes in around the, I think, 70, 80 pound mark, maybe even cheaper. I think I got mine for just over 60. You have a switch on it, which can either do minus 10 dB or flatline, or there is a low cut frequency on it as well. It has a really nice low noise floor, and it comes with a lovely case, shock mount, which you can see, and the fluffy bit on the head. Next, we have our shotgun microphone. This one up here is the Sennheiser MKE 600, I believe. And it comes in around the 250-ish pounds. You can get them secondhand as well. And what's brilliant about these, I should also say the B1 requires phantom power. But this, you can put a battery in it and you can actually plug it into your camera, which is excellent when you're on the job and doing camera work. But you can also plug it into your audio interface like I have it now to do, I guess, studio work. It also has a little button, or I guess switch, where you can put this low cut filter on as well. And I guess the major difference between these two microphones here is the fact this is a large diaphragm. The other one is a shotgun, so it really kind of tunnels that audio. You can put it a little bit further away from you and hopefully capture the same sort of quality of sound. Like, for example, if I push this about the same distance, let me just move that a little bit. So the Behringer B-1 now is roughly the same distance from my mouth as the Sennheiser microphone. And what you're probably noticing as I flick between the audio, I'll let you know which one down below, but the Sennheiser sounds a lot better because of that shotgun, because of its polar pattern. And so what's nice about that microphone is you can stick it off camera so that you can get that crisp, clean audio as if the microphone is in front of your face. While with the Behringer B1, I really do need it up and personal and right here to get that clean, crisp audio. With that, you've got to be very careful with the mic position as well. If you stick it too high or over the top, or for example, I'm wearing a hat and you stick it over this, you're going to lose some audio quality there. So you've got to be very particular with your mic position. With the B1, yeah, I can just stick it in front of my face, easy peasy. That one, you got to be a little bit more careful. And finally, the third microphone, we have the lapel mic, which I am of course wearing. Specifically, it's Rhodes Wireless Go 2. So 2 transmitters, 1 receiver. What's nice about these microphones is you can mic up 2 people with just 1 box that you plug in to your camera. And it's a relatively cheap solution. These total for me came out around the £300 mark. That was including buying some extra bits, which is the actual lapel microphone itself. These do actually have a built-in microphone, so you can clip it on to your chest or the person you're recording / subject, but it looks quite unprofessional with that on. So I went ahead and bought Rhodes, I think they're called Go lapel mic, something like that. I'll leave an image over here so you can see exactly what it is, but they cost me about 50 quid each, so 100 there and about 200 on the 3 little boxes. You get a nice little carry case as well as all the wires needed for charging and plugging it into your camera. Overall, I'm not too impressed with them. If you are in the market for a lapel microphone, I would highly recommend one by Sennheiser. Can't remember the name off the top of the head. I'll leave it over here so you can see exactly what it is. It's currently on a job, so I can't actually have it on me to show you, but I can guarantee you better quality audio than this one, but it does come at a price tag. It's about the £250 mark, so about the same as the one up here, but that you do actually get a lapel with it, and it's a lot simpler. It's literally a box with a button. This one, there's a lot more to it. If you want a full review on this, let me know and I'll do one. We're just here comparing broadly lapels versus shotguns versus studio microphones, so I won't go too much in detail. So that's the 3 different microphones. Let's now move into the test portion of this video. Luckily, we're in a beautifully quiet room, so now I'm going to strip off all the processing I do to get rid of any hiss from my preamps, and we're going to start with the B1 here. Now, what I love, it's such a rugged microphone, and it's like a third of the cost of the other 3. Yes, it requires phantom power and an audio interface, so yes, it's the cheapest, but remember, you are going to have to plug it into something, so you're going to need some sort of audio interface, like I've got a Mo2 M4, something from Focusrite. You can get around the £100 mark, but well worth it, well rounded. As I've said, I've done a full review. We'll leave it in the description for you to watch. And now let's move on to the Sennheiser, the shotgun microphone above me. What I love about this microphone is it really is a run and gun. It is a shotgun, so you do get that narrow tunnel. You can just put a battery in, so you can just use it on your camera, or as I'm doing now, phantom power to power it. You will get better quality from audio interface, but only slightly, because you've got all the preamps and the hardware there, while with a camera, you're literally working off a battery to amplify it a little bit more so you can record the actual audio. But overall, Sennheiser does not disappoint. It does deliver a really rugged microphone with great quality. And finally, the Lavalier microphone that I'm currently wearing. This is how it sounds. What is nice about this one is it's 100% wireless. The box is over there, it's attached to me. And what's nice is I can have 2 people, not even sat close to each other, and you can mic them up and just have the audio from those 2 people. It does pan them, so one's on the left, one's on the right, so you can separate them in post-production, or you can press a button where they go through in one channel and one audio strip, which is an interesting feature. They also record the audio onto the box. You have to go into the settings to turn that on. There is an app for your computer, and you can record, I think, up to 7 or 8 hours of audio onto them in case you do lose transmission. So that's a nice little feature, and you can plug it into your computer as a mini audio interface, I guess. So that's the 3 different microphones. Let's now just kind of skip between the 3 to see if you can tell much of a difference. I think overall the studio one is kind of the nicest, but it is the bulkiest, and you're not going to be able to run and gun with it. If you just sat at home with no camera, probably the perfect option. Shotgun is kind of a multi-purpose one, while Lavalier has its purpose. So let's just move back into my lovely crisp post-production audio and move on to the 3rd section. We kind of already talked little bits about it, but my own industry experience working with these different types of microphones. As I've already mentioned, if you've not got a camera and you're not filming anything, and maybe you're just doing podcasts, or maybe you are doing a little bit of content creating and don't mind a bulky microphone being in front of you, highly recommend the Behringer B-1. It's cheap, it's cheerful, and it's honestly quite rugged. Comes with a great case, and as long as you've got an audio interface as well, it's great. It's clean, it's crisp, great for vocals, great for instruments, great for album work, musically stuff. But moving on to more videography, we'll start with the shotgun microphone. In most situations, in all honesty, I will use a shotgun microphone and a Lavalier microphone when I'm working on media production, because one might not be as good as the other, and depending on the situation, it might vary between the 2. One might fail, you never know. So it's always nice having options. I'd rather have more options than have no options at all. What I've already said is nice about the shotgun microphone is I can just plug it into an audio interface, or I can run and gun with it on a camera. Where shotgun microphones really don't work, and where you really have to kind of rely on a Lavalier microphone, is in a really noisy environment. I know, you got that super cardioid pattern where it's just picking that stuff up in front of you, but I was on a job not so long ago where I was in a big marketplace full of people, and we were just recording these 2 people walking down it, talking about whatever, and I just had a shotgun microphone, and I'm not gonna lie, 2 people contesting against 100 people in the background. It's not going to work. I really should have had my Lavalier microphones on both of them, and so we kind of had to do a reshoot later on to kind of fix that, because there was no way I was recovering that audio. So in a pinch, Lavaliers are great for that style of just interview, especially if you've got a small kit, it's just you with a backpack. Lavaliers are great, they just slip in. You don't have to carry a mic stand with you or a boom pole or whatever. Rodes are passable, especially for your standard, bog standard interview. I'll get away with it, especially if you've got some music in the background. But overall, I hope that this video has helped compare 3 different styles of microphones. Really, they're all good. It just depends on the situation. You know, if I'm in the middle of a street recording, somebody in the marketplace, do I really want a Behringer B-1? No, I'm going to want the Lavalier or the shotgun, vice versa. So they all have their own situation where they're going to work best. And I hope this has at least helped you. So thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.